Hello everybody, the 731272 here again today with another video. This is a Dell Dimension 2400. This is a Pentium 4 desktop running Windows XP, original install as far as I can tell, original hard drive as far as I can tell, original everything as far as I can tell. I haven't done much investigation into the matter, but we can check this out once we get into the operating system, because we can check if it has the Dell logo. This still has some personal information on it, but that is not a problem, as anything I can wipe off very easily. And I'm pretty sure I can tell you that this isn't the factory installation right now, because on the side of the case I can see a Windows XP Home Edition COA, and this appears to be Windows XP Professional. Don't quote me, I don't know this as well as I should, but we're here to find out. This computer is another one of the computers from the dump. Hall 8913, 14, 15. Actually, yeah, it was 8915. Let's go with that instead of all the others. This computer was one of 9, and one of the few with a working power supply. Fancy that, right? So here we are at the desktop. If our mouse and keyboard will get detected. This computer, I know for a fact, has a lot of dust in it, and I will show you that right now. So I will take off the side panel. Not one-handed though. So yes, of course, we didn't pop off on video, but as soon as I turned off the camera, the side panel practically fell off. But that aside, here we are in the extremely dusty computer that we speak of, and that hard drive right there is completely coated with dust, so I assume it is the original hard drive. I will eventually clean this computer out, just not today. It's really not worth it to do it today. The internals are nothing special, it's just the typical Dell Dimension 2400 stuff. So, let's close it back up and get that dust out of our face so we can go on with the video. Okay, this computer definitely has a lot of crapware on it, because in the time that I was talking just then, and opening the side panel and doing all of that stuff, here's some better light, it's still not done detecting the USB devices. So, we'll go over something else while we're waiting. Up at the top, we have a regular compact disc rewritable drive. I'm not sure if it works, but judging by the dust on the crevices, I wouldn't hold out much hope. Down a couple slots, and we have our floppy drive. Nothing special there. Down another little bit, and we have our power LEDs and buttons and hard disk indicator. Hard disk, yep, that's the new thing. The Dell logo thingy-majiggy, our singular error front vent thing, and our 2 USB ports and headphone out. Around the back side, we see our power supply, which is non-switching. You have to switch it yourself. Down a little bit more, and we have our 2 PS2 connectors, keyboard and mouse respectively. Our LED indicators of post status. They are all green, obviously, which means a successful post. Serial, which is not plugged in. Parallel, which is, again, not plugged in. A VGA, which is plugged in. Speakers, and left and right speakers, and a microphone in. 4 USB ports, 2 of which are occupied by the mouse and keyboard. An Ethernet port, and down in our PCI bays, we have a 56K modem. Other than that, we have the typical Dell vent, the case handle, and another little vent at the bottom for added measure. Now that we're back around in the front and finally have a mouse, we can get to the actual point of this video. In the bottom here, I can see this little icon staring you right in the face, the one with the green check mark next to AVG. Looks a little bit suspicious to me, but it might be something like FPROT, so I'm not exactly sure. But here, finally start menu open. So if we right click on my computer, and it comes up sometime within the next century, There we are, finally. We go to Properties. We should know for a fact if this is the original install or not. But I assume it's not, considering it says owner. But hey, what do I know? Okay, the thing finally came up, and although it doesn't have the Dell logo, as it usually should, I assume that this is still good, judging by the fact that it does say Windows XP Home Edition, version 2002, which seems pretty legit. Service Pack 3, which again seems pretty legit, considering this computer seems to have been used recently. And the fact that it has an OEM in the product key. So, that's that. This computer is a little bit atypical, though, because usually, as the computers of this era would have a Pentium 4 of some description, this one has a Celeron. That's a bit puzzling. It's 2.4 gigahertz, though, and has 512 megabytes of RAM, and nor does it have any sort of identification on the front of what kind of CPU it has, which kind of made me a little bit suspicious in the first place, but I've seen stickers removed in the past, so I wasn't exactly too skeptical of it, but yeah. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to show about this because it's just a typical Windows XP install. I mean, like, come on, you can't get more interesting than that. But let's be real, even if this had like some AutoCAD or whatever on it, it wouldn't really be that interesting either. It's just a Dell from 2002. It has OpenOffice 2.4. Spybot Search and Destroy, Komodo, Internet Security, Malwarebytes Anti-Malware, Adaware, AVG Free. This person liked their antivirus, apparently. Nero 7 Essentials. It's hard for me to tell whether or not this was a new install, because it just seems like there's not a lot of programs on it for a thing that was installed in 2002. And I just don't know, but anyways, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and even though this thing has been booted up for more than 10 minutes at this point, the hard drive access light is still on full time. Thank you for watching, and I'm not even going to bother waiting for this to shut down, and goodbye.